dear friends. Welcome to Path to the Road. I'm Richard Agoyano from Benin Republic. Today we meet in Bokono, Hueton de Dome. Bokono, Hueton de Dome. I would like to ask him if we can learn, everybody can be an Ifa priest. That's the question. O Bokono, mi jona cambio mindo, me bikare na chite bak mono mina yi Bokono.
Bede, ezi mo bede.
Never, never. You cannot just stand up and say, I want to become an Ifa priest and become one. Why? Então,
Fanyama. Eno bon, betoji yak bena zonjito yak bedon we.
Ifa is not question of herbs. It's not the same work like herbalist. It is a question of spirits. And then, everything depends on how you were born. If you are not born to be an Ifa priest, you cannot be one.
Nwezombo, emazi fondo jiton ko manado me big pa na Bokono. Fie ve ema bon me jibo ak beo. Ezi bloa.
If the spirit that governs you is not good enough to face the challenge, the realities of priesthood, and you try to become an Ifa priest, you will not live long. When you get initiated to Ifa, and we see the sign that show up, the sign that is out, that sign can already clarify whether you can be an Ifa priest or not. So someone who is not initiated to Ifa, for example, cannot decide to learn Ifa from books or documents and say that he's going to become an Ifa priest. Even if he stays by an Ifa priest side, he will not master great thing, or he will pass away young because he is not prepared for that. So everything depends on your spirit, the sign that governs you. So after the initiation to Ifa, the sign that comes out is the one that indicates whether you can be a priest or not. Fa sincèrement boy je kon esi hu pa me
o me na klon ina mo we ma ya kon dictionnaire ji na kon we ma ji bon bona zeze duna kan toji de kon.
It happens that people consider documents. You can take good books written by some Ifa priest and or stay by Ifa priest and learn the interpretations of the sign, the combination and different words. But when you start doing it as a fake priest, you may not live long, or you will have a very hard life because your spirit were not prepared. I mean, the ruling deities that you have were not prepared to face that. Your mission on earth is different. So it is very important not to get involved in those businesses like we decide to learn law at school or to read science in university. Ifa is not like that. It's different. So you cannot decide to be an Ifa priest like that. Do you have any other explanation? Because I'm interested in learning Ifa, and then I have some books, some documents, or I stay by a priest side to learn. I think that this thing is scientific and we could learn to become an Ifa priest.
Fara din bo me izun lo te. Bezi fa de bo mo du eja yin lo zoom me polito yin jogbe.
For example, the problem is this. When you take a sign, for example, let us take Ijogbe. Someone who get initiated to Ifa, and Jogbe is the sign that show up.
But if father mo Jogbe yin lo zoom me mo du eni me o te. Dravo e deni. Do ali lo po gba ton e fun me ni. Do poli Jogbe agbaji ne. Poli Jogbe. Ilo ko me si to gban ko me si an libo ali gban so do pa jomamu so ko so ma ke gbe to awoyonu. Ilo we ma we kankan na we.
So the work we're going to do to that person is different. When somebody comes to you and is looking for a job, for example, and after the reading, Jogbe is out, the work is different again. If a person is sick and you go to the Ifa priest and the sign that comes out is Jogbe, the work is different again. If the person has a blockage or is waiting for something, like he has a project and the project is not going to the end, is not being successful, and then he goes to the Ifa priest and Jogbe comes out, the work to do is different again. So you cannot take a document and say that you want to learn Ifa and master it. So when you are initiated to Ifa priest and we notice that the sign that governs you is prepared, can do the stuff of reading, I mean can be an Ifa priest, then there is a work that you're going to take, and that spiritual work will prepare you to an Ifa priest. There is another initiation that you're going to take to be an Ifa priest, and now you start learning. When you start learning, it's like sometimes the spirit of Ifa can pay you a visit and teach you more about how to do. So when somebody comes to you and you do reading, you have to be guided. So that guidance cannot come to you if you were not prepared to be an Ifa priest. So books alone are not sufficient. Thank you. We keep in touch.